Mac, thank you so much for joining me today, man.
Thanks for having me on, man. It's always good to catch up with former teammates and rehab buddies.
Yeah, we spent too much time in the training room, but it's very good to see you. This is an awesome company you're working for now, WinVR. You guys are kind of really doing something nobody's ever done before and allowing people to see live pitching without seeing live pitching.
Yeah, kind of the hardest thing. I mean, we're both former pitchers, but the hardest thing to replicate, right, is a live pitch. So just getting players to be able to train from home and face, if you're a pitch or a soft pitch player or a baseball player, being able to see those live arms and those live pitches from home on demand, hotel room, if you're in Hawaii on vacation. So definitely a need, and we're learning a ton too.
So, how did you guys kind of start here? So, I know a lot of the tech world now is into measurings of swings or measuring of output of throws. How did you guys took a different approach and went into this virtual reality space, which obviously is very popular right now, but I don't think a lot of people saw the direct application to sports. How did you guys kind of go that path?
Yeah, it was really the vision of Dan O'Dowd, who's our founder, longtime GM of the Rockies. He, throughout spring training, starting with the Indians and then moving with the Rockies, he was like, how do I get our hitters to catch up in spring training, right? They're always 6 to 8 weeks behind. So this was kind of his vision of how can we replicate a live pitcher without having to fire up a live arm or stand in a bullpen and worry about getting hit. And so this was, 15, 20 years in the making. And then come 2015, 16, VR is becoming more popular. His son, Chris, who you know, and was one of my former teammates, it was kind of him who took the kind of ran with it, right? He had a VR headset, got some developers, and started playing around with recording pictures and their data. And guys a lot smarter than me came up with it and made it a reality. No pun intended. But yeah, I mean, obviously, kind of cutting edge, and if players are able to train and face a live pitcher on demand, it's invaluable.
So when somebody gets in there, are they seeing, is it like video game graphics or kind of what do you when how real is real?
Yeah, so we actually capture all the stadium footage, whether it's a youth diamond, a softball field, or a major league ballpark, combined with the pitcher video and the data. So you pull Rapsodo or TrackMan flight scope data to recreate each pitcher. So you're in there, and it's as close as you're going to get to facing that guy. Our MLB players are facing the exact major league pitcher. They're going to face college guys as well. And then youth guys, if they want to face a lefty throwing 65 with a curveball, low 3/4 arm slot, they can choose that guy and get in there and face them. So it's very realistic, and VR nowadays is extremely immersive.
So you guys take like a video of somebody and like impose the exact metrics of the pitch.
Exactly. So we get the kind of behind the plate, the catcher's view of the pitcher, clean it up, take that 3D hologram combined with their pitch data, and recreate his pitches and the mechanics and everything that you would see from that guy if you were in the box against him.
That's so cool. And so a lot of major league clubs, I'd imagine, were quick to adopt this because if the GMs know the value in seeing live pitching, I'd imagine that that's kind of across the board.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. You're still in the game, but metrics are the driving force behind everything. So if we can get a team, 10 more wins per season or 20 more wins per season, it's a huge deal. And so major league teams and players are able to face the exact opposing pitcher they're going to face up to that pitcher's last outing. So a huge advantage. And we work with, Dodgers won the World Series. They're one of our big clients. So just hearing their feedback and having those guys talk about it from the top down has really helped us and helped us learn a lot.
That's really cool. So when somebody, let's kind of like get it, like if I wanted to do it, I want to use it. So what do you need? How do you go about it?
Yeah, so all you need is luckily the Oculus Quest 2 came out in October. So a $300 headset people can pick up Best Buy, Amazon, Target, Walmart. And then it's as simple as going onto our website. You create an account. We're now in the Oculus store. So you search the App Store for WinReality, you download, and you're off and running. And then another piece to it is kind of combining the metrics of the swing and the bat using a diamond kinetic sensor to give real-time feedback. Were you on time? Where was your bat path in correlation to ball flight, hand speed? We're just a few weeks away from having like contact points and actually ball flight off the bat, which is going to be insane.
That's that's so nuts. It's so crazy to think about. Like I remember being a kid and at Angel Stadium they had this like arcade in the outfield and there was just like basically a not a hologram, like a video that would throw at you and you'd swing the one bat they had and it was like you could swing perfectly on time and nothing would happen or you could swing perfectly on time and hit a home run. And I think about like the comparison of like there was no value in that as like anybody for a little leaguer there was no value. And thinking about the value of being able to see real pitchers all the time is just like, it's wild to me how far that's come in a pretty short window, all things considered.
Yeah, man. Yeah, pitchers hate us for good reason. I mean, they're being kind of exposed, and guys are able to see them before they're able to see them. When you're in the show again, we'll make sure we hide your video from anybody.
Yeah, burn mine. But just so like, what is like some of the feedback you've gotten from major leaguers? Are guys like, is this partly, you know, I think guys are attacking the top of the zone and throwing big breaking balls off of it. Is this like do guys try to, can you set it? So like, oh, I only want to see guys elevating on me.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. So if you want to face, I don't know, DeGrom and you want to see him, you know, he throws 4 or 5 pitches, but say you struggle away, you can say, hey, I want to work on fastballs down and away. Maybe I want to mix in a changeup or a slider. So you can really tailor it to whatever you want to see. I think the biggest benefit and feedback we've seen and heard is just low impact training, right? Guys are at the field all day, whether it's spring training or practice, or guys on rehab, turn it on in their hotel room, stand up. They don't have to swing. They can use controllers to work on pitch recognition and timing, really training the brain and the eyes to see pitches better, make the right decision. We see guys all the time give up on a pitch, you know, a slider down and away on the corner. They thought it was 6 inches outside. If we can get guys seeing 100 pitches in 10 minutes, it's a really big deal.
Yeah, I mean, as the stuff from the pitchers in Major League Baseball increases, they're definitely, I don't know this for a fact, but it doesn't seem like guys command the zone quite as effectively as they used to because we've sacrificed it for some better stuff. And it seems to me like one way to combat that, aside from having maybe a different offensive approach, is to just make them be in the zone more, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and I know, you know, you saw it, but one thing we talk about, we really try to drive home, even for younger players, is the major league average when they swing at a pitch in the strike zone is like 295, 296. When they chase and swing out of the zone, it goes down to like 156. So obviously a huge deal for hitters to know the zone, be able to swing at the right pitches, and swing at their pitch. Really, you may get 1 or 2 pitches per at bat that are right there, and we got to make sure hitters they don't miss them and they can be aggressive.
Yeah, I know it's talked a lot about like guys who have a good eye. It's like something you say very fondly about somebody, you know, like a Joey Votto. Like it's a very positive thing, but there's not a lot of discussion as to how do I train this? How have people really trained in the past strike zone? As a hitter, I was poor. I needed a hanging breaking ball in the middle of the zone to be successful. I don't really know the zone now, but in the past, how did hitters like train really to see the zone?
I think elite level guys in the MLB, whether they had a gift or just a knack for doing that, that's why they're at the top point whatever percent in the world. And then some guys really have to work at it. And I think just playing a lot of games, standing in bullpens, you know, there's been some 2D apps where you can see pitches. So there really hasn't been a solid way to do that. And the 3D experience, you know, using VR really just kind of changes everything. It's the same reason why doctors, you know, surgeons and military pilots use VR to train before they go on a big flight or a mission, because we can put them in that exact situation. The heart rate's the same. And the brain, you're almost tricking the brain to thinking you're in that exact moment, that exact situation without the stresses and obviously the physical wear and tear of actually doing it.
Right. No, that is cool. It's amazing how immersive you can really get. I know I was watching some videos. You guys have like real stadiums. So you're not just taking, you know, it's not just like the park against DeGrom. You're facing him in his stadium.
Exactly. And that's such a big, I mean, we talk about visualization and meditation all the time, but if we can take a player and put him in that exact backdrop, you know, whether it's the stadium's open or it's night, the same, you know, batter's eye, whatever it may be, just, I mean, first of all, meditation and visualization is hard to do. You got to really find that stillness and quietness. This is putting yourself there in that moment without having to spend 20, 30 minutes to close your eyes and visualize, which if you can do it is tremendous. But yeah, this is really a shortcut to doing that.
No, that's so cool. And so you guys, I know you said you started really at the major league level was who was like, this was really going to be going towards, because this Oculus concept, this is newer, right? Originally you guys had a slightly different product.
Right. Yeah, we had like a kit that was way more expensive, hard for the consumer to get a hold of, and now the Oculus since October came out with a $300 headset, which is really the best thing in VR to hit the market. It's wireless. You can throw it in a backpack. Um, yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. So we got players will throw them in their bat bag or they're flying around the country. This is really all you need, and just an easy way. You connect to Wi-Fi and you're in, and you're able to see pitches.
That's so cool. And so you were talking about for a youth player. So a lot of what we're trying to do is like connect kids to good resources and help them kind of navigate this amateur baseball world before they get into college and pro ball. So the kids are able to set exactly like velocities and sliders and breaking balls, things that are typical that you'll be seeing at the high school level or at the youth level.
Exactly. And a big thing for us is having the players go through, we call it the baseline assessment. So you sign up, you have your headset, you spend 10, 15 minutes, whether it's a youth level pitcher, high school, college, or pro, whatever your level is, just kind of diagnosing and assessing where guys are really, really good, where they have some room to improve. And then from there, putting together like a 12-week progression, say, hey, each day you're going to see 50 pitches, or maybe every other day you're going to see 50, just making sure you're getting those reps or seeing pitches. Obviously, we encourage guys to play other sports and stay athletic, which is a huge part of being a kid and staying healthy. So if you're in football season or playing basketball, hey, you can do this in your room after a game. You're hanging out with your buddies, see some pitches, and just low impact, low stress training.
Yeah, no, I stood in on a buddy's bullpen. He wanted a hitter and we couldn't get any. So I was like, all right, I'll stand in. I put a catcher's mask on and held a glove. But I forgot, like, if you haven't seen pitching in a little bit, it's a new world. And so I'd imagine, even taking a fall off to go play high school football, if you're not getting ABs in, this is an awesome way to be able to do that.
That's it. Like anything, man, a diet, training, the more consistent you are, the more you do it, obviously you're going to be better off. And it's the same thing with hitting and seeing pitches.
So what kind of feedback would somebody get when using it? Like, so it's like, it's timing based and pitch identification based. Is that basically, I know you guys are coming out with this bat where then you can just literally play games by yourself, which is pretty amazing. But right now, what is somebody seeing? Like, what's good, what's bad? How do you know?
Yeah. So obviously, kind of taking the top down approach of establishing, in the major league teams and the best players in the world saying, hey, their pitch recognition is 80% on average, right? So there's a mode within here called pitch recognition. We're trying to identify exactly where we think the ball crossed the plate. Some kids average 8 inches after 1,000 pitches. Our big league guys average like 2.5 inches away from the ball. So they're not only physically talented, but they see the ball really well. They can track it all the way in. So that's a big piece. Pitch recognition, timing, but even taking timing a step further than just initiating the load in the swing, but how quickly can your brain react to those types of pitches? If I'm in a 3-1 count, can I pick up that fastball from 20 feet away and be on time to make that decision? And then hopefully I've done the work in the cage to be quick and get my hands there, get the bat there. And then putting yourself kind of in a leverage count, right? A 3-1 count, my hot zone, my nitro zone is down and away, or maybe it's middle in. I can select that area of the plate and making sure I'm attacking, I'm jumping on pitches that are in my zone.
So it measures, when you say the timing, how quickly you're identifying, is that does the graphics stop the ball, or is it based on a movement you make with the Oculus?
Yeah, so the Oculus has these controllers with the trigger. So say we're working in our quick recognition, which is really a timing mode. And it's saying, hey, every time you recognize a strike, you're going to pull the trigger. So 2-strike count. If I pull the trigger at 10 feet away, it's going to show me on a line exactly where I made my decision. And then based on that pitch's velocity and how quickly the brain should be able to pick it up to be on time, optimally where I wanted to make that decision, which is training, obviously, the eyes, the brain to recognize and react in time before we even have to swing. So if we can do that at a high percentage accurately enough times, more than likely we're going to see the ball pretty well and be on time in the game.
That's really cool. So you have one there? Can we see it a little bit?
You want me to fire it up?
Yeah, let's fire it up. I know this is going to be audio. We are going to share this video out, and I will do my best to narrate. But
Yeah.
while I've got Mac here and this awesome thing, I got to see it.
So I'm putting on the headset. I'm gonna grab my little controllers. So the cool thing about this, Zach, is we can cast this to like a TV or an iPad or a phone, so people can see exactly what's going on in real time. So I'm gonna in a second, you're gonna see exactly what I'm seeing here.
Well, this is cool. I've never seen the Oculus Interface.
Yep, so you should be able to see, I just clicked inside the WinReality app. So it'll load, and then we can jump in. If you got some big league guys that you'd want to see, or maybe you wouldn't want to see.
Let's see some big dogs. Let's see the Garrett Coles, the DeGroms. Let's see just stuff.
All right, let's fire them up. If it cuts out, let me know. It should run pretty good. But yeah, so once I log in, baseline assessments here on the left, this is kind of tailored to each player's progressions. If I go to the right practice mode, let's just start in occlusion. And then from here, our big league guys will be able to say, all right, I want to face, let's see.
Scherzer. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff there.
So we can select the pitches we want. I like to do, if we want to work in a specific location, we can do that. I like to do select all. So it's random balls and strikes. And then from there, you're going to see I'm immersed kind of into a major league ballpark. So this is WinReality Field. We took a big league ballpark and kind of put our own brand and images on it. But I can go lefty, I can go righty. See, I'm using these controllers. I'm gonna go lefty against Scherzer.
When was the last time you took an AB, Mac?
Dude, I take them every day. I feel like I could probably hit better than I could pitch right now. At least my timing would be okay. I'd probably break every single bone in my body swinging.
Yeah, and the bat might not survive, but you're on time.
Exactly. I might get walked, but probably not getting a hit.
So it tells you, so you timed this fastball just now?
So this mode occlusion, we're just focusing on how well we can pick up the ball. So it's actually going to disappear when it hits this blue box, which is right now 10 feet away. So what we found is hitters have to be able to see the ball and pick it up before it gets to about 15 feet away from them. So this pitch, you'll see I got it right. I saw the pitch come in, I guess fastball. Anytime we're right, it'll be green. If I go to the next pitch here. Okay, say I thought that was a changeup. You can see I was wrong. It was actually a fastball at 93.
I thought it was a slider.
Yeah, it was kind of funky. This ball does a lot of different things. And then I can say, okay, I'm at 13 feet. I'm feeling pretty good. Maybe I want to move this box back to like 20. So I'm only going to see 40 feet of ball flight. That was pretty straight. Heater 94. And then we can say, all right, I want to go back to like 30 feet here. He does have a good fastball.
Yeah.
And then if I want to move it all the way back, let's just say 0 feet. So I want to be able to see the entire ball flight.
This is the mode I'm playing on.
90%.
But still value in that, right? Like this is what guys have done for a long time is go stand in on bullpens and track into the mitt, even though they know they're not swinging. So it's not like there's any, like, it's not bad to do this. This is what's existed up until, October of 2020.
Exactly. Yep. It's hard. I mean, I can stay here and in 5 minutes see about 50 pitches. So that's occlusion. Really simple. Just how well can you see the ball from different distances? This mode is really awesome. Who you say you want to see DeGrom?
Yeah. Nobody in Major League Baseball seems to see him well, so maybe this will.
We'll see Jakob here. Okay, so this mode, I'm trying to track the pitch all the way in.
God, that mechanics are that is exactly him.
Yeah. And I'm trying to recognize, okay, that was 100 miles an hour, by the way. He's feeling pretty good. But I'm trying to lock in where I think this pitch came in, right? So the blue ball is my guess. The white ball with the blue or the green line is the actual pitch. And it's going to tell me I was 5.50 inches away, which is okay. Most of our major league guys average about 2.
Right. Okay. I mean, that's, yeah, 5. You're definitely missing the ball at 5 inches.
Yes, exactly. So there we go. 98 miles an hour kind of in. You can see that one I got a lot closer.
You're getting a piece of that though in your swing.
I could. We'll see. 98 on the hands, man.
Yeah, but it looks like it touched your bat.
So that was 1.98. This is crazy. So a lot of our catchers will sit behind here and just kind of work on receiving pitches and getting those reps in. Man, was that a cutter? Like a slider?
That slider, I had a lot of break.
Slider 91. It's my fastball on the best day ever.
So guys are using this as a receiving tool too, huh?
Yep. Yeah, just to sit back here. I mean, especially Yachty was using this in spring training to catch Cardinals guys. You know, before he was going to catch
Yachty or Molina use this?
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Most of the Cardinals guys have their own headsets. Jeez.
That's got to be a ball. That's not fair if that's a strike.
Little up.
That's cool, man. What a great news.
And so, let's see. I'm going to go back. We'll show a couple of the younger guys, maybe some high school and youth kids here.
Yeah, I'd like to see what a little leaguer or, somebody 12 or 14 looks like. Maybe I could time that is why.
Maybe you can see the baseball.
So you guys, same exact immersive experience for softball as well.
Exactly. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So we have softball pitchers. So here I can say these are all kind of pro level categories, a bunch of minor league guys. We have college players, high school youth. So let's just say maybe we want to face a youth lefty. We'll face this guy, Claude. And so this is one of our quick recognitions. So more about timing. So it's going to say, I'm going to adjust my home plate. It's going to say, pull the trigger on 2-strike count. So how accurately and consistently can I recognize a strike? Okay, so first pitch comes in, 68 slider, caught the top of the zone. If we look out here, it's going to tell me I pulled the trigger and reacted at 22.9 feet away. Optimal on that pitch was 30 feet away. So I was just a touch late, but that was still pretty good. My efficiency was about 75%. Okay.
Because, I mean, realistically, 8 feet, right, at that speed is not that big of a miss.
Right. So next to it, another slider. My decision was 21.5. Optimal was 30.6. And that optimal line is all based on the velocity and how quickly we should be able to react to it in order to put the best swing on it.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry. The optimal timing is?
Yep. So optimal timing is based on the velocity of that pitch. So slider, off-speed pitches, we have a little bit more time to react. So it's going to tell us we should be getting that pitch at about 30 feet away. If it was 95, that optimal line would probably be like 15, 16, maybe 17 feet out.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense.
A lot of junk.
He doesn't want any.
So that pitch, fastball at 75, and I just got my thumbs completely broken off. My decision was 9 feet away. Optimal was about 28 and a half out there.
So that 75 just absolutely worked you over right there.
Oh, yeah. Annihilated me. We'll see it. And then behind us, so this is cool. In each mode, it's going to keep track of our score. Each set has 20 pitches. We've gotten 4 out of 4 correct so far. Kind of show us the last pitch location, velocity.
So on that board, you get the pitch location and you get how well you're doing.
Right.
Very cool.
Kind of like a scoreboard or a dashboard there.
Do people get this feedback? So let's say at the end of your mode, you logged your day, you saw, call it, a couple hundred pitches and you feel good. Does the software produce something is there a way to track your progress kind of?
Yeah. So each player would have their own login. And so after each session, each week, we send out a report with maybe some recommended modes, some recommended things to do. We have a full sports science and performance team here that really analyzes each player's usage and data to put together a progression and a plan for each guy.
So have you guys like learned some new things recently, since this is obviously, I'm sure it's way more accessible right now with the new design. Have you guys like learned some things that people are having trouble with, or things that people do well, or things that guys really like to cue in on? What have you guys like kind of found research wise?
Honestly, when guys see, I think it's 200 or 300 pitches a week. I mean, we got college and high school kids sending us videos every day and saying they're just like, they struck out twice all season or all summer. And it's really just comes down to how many pitches guys are seeing on a daily basis, right? If you can get in there and see 50 pitches, 100 pitches a day or every couple of days, that correlation and that confidence, that preparation going into a game is going to be huge. And that's the biggest thing. And then what we've analyzed is, pro guys may average 2 inches away on the pitch recognition. Our college and high school kids are 3 or 4, but there's not a huge difference in how well these guys see the ball. But I would just say daily use, like anything. More pitches you can see, better off guys are going to be. If you can see a lefty that you struggle with 1,000 times before you see him in a game, chances are you're going to see him pretty dang good when you get into the game.
Right. It's just so the challenge of getting live ABs is just hard. You need other people to piece it together for you. And now for the first time, you're able to take them on your own.
Exactly.
So can you talk to me a little bit about the inches off measurement you're talking about? So the average major leaguer, when they participate in this, is missing the ball by 2 inches across the whole strike zone.
Right. Yeah.
And so the younger kids, their timing is a little bit worse typically, or is it the distance away from the ball that guys find themselves?
Really both. Obviously, big league guys, they've seen how many tens of thousands of pitches more than a younger player. So they're more than likely going to be better just based on experience. But So I would say the pitch recognition mode, where you're trying to get as close as you can, what we're trying to achieve there is knowing the zone, having that overall confidence of just saying, hey, I know that ball is 6 inches off, or hey, I know that ball is right on the corner. But then also barrel accuracy, right? If I can think I can get to a pitch, more than likely my barrel is going to be able to get there. And I think when we come out with more metrics of the bat and have the sensor on the bat, pitch recognition mode is going to be used more with the bat and the barrel to measure, hey, I covered this much part of the plate, which is, at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to achieve. So a lot of it, we've kind of simplified and broken down each phase of the pitch, like how well can we see the ball out of the hand, release point training, how well and timely can we react to a pitch in a certain situation, and then how well do we know the zone?
That's pretty much that's. I think it's just interesting to me. These are things that we don't train. Like you can't. It's hard to train. There's a lot of ways to measure swing. There's a lot of ways to train your swing. But as far as getting you honed in, that's cool. Those are really cool and important metrics that, obviously, I don't know a ton about hitting, but very important to pay attention to, because as a pitcher, where there's chase, you love that, right? Like exactly. If you can get outs out of the zone, beautiful. But the guys that really make you be a disciplined arm and force you to compete with a fastball in the strike zone, that's when you get smacked around more times than not. So
right. Man, you've seen guys all the time. If they're disciplined, they're laying off your nasty curveball that just misses by 2 inches. You're like, man, you kind of get into your own head. Like, just am I tipping my pitches? Does this guy know something I don't know? But if guys can see that many more pitches, it's only going to help them. On the pitching side too, I think we'll get to a point where, hey, Zach, you threw a bullpen, or hey, this is your last outing, you got the save last night. We got the video footage and the metrics. Now you can stand into the box and see, hey, you're facing Giancarlo Stanton. Go through that at bat from his point of view and see exactly what your angle, what your ball was doing, which that would be crazy.
That is cool, man. Because I was thinking about that, like, just standing in on a pen, like seeing how effective tunneling is. I know this is might sound silly just because I just don't take that many at bats, but how effective tunneling is, and seeing why guys spit on certain pitches. Because I was watching last night, Rodon hit Perez in the foot with that 0-2 breaking ball. And you watch that and you just go, how did he not swing? He's thrown, that pitch is gross. He's 0-2, good leverage count, and that guy doesn't chase. So it would be neat to know, like, maybe he was just guessing heater, but it would be neat to know if like he actually did see something early.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree, man. I think there's a ton of value here on both sides of the plate.
Yeah, no, that is really cool. It's just it's cool that it's very accessible now, and that a lot of people will be able to use it on a daily basis. Because obviously, that's part of the challenge is, on our site, we're trying to help you find a Rapsodo or help you find some of this tech. And some of it is pretty pricey. And you'd like a place that, that can help take the data and spit it out for you into something that's actually usable,
Right.
But at least with here, this is you training your own eyes and you having a better understanding of what your personal goals are.
Right. Yeah, and you don't need, playing catch with your dad or having your dad throw UVP is awesome, but this is like, hey, maybe you don't have somebody to play catch with or to throw you flips or whatever. Any time of the day, you can get in here and see 100 pitches, 200 pitches, and it's really self-paced, So, yeah, we're excited, and we're lucky to be in this space and, be surrounded by great minds and baseball and softball people that have played at a high level and help the next generation of baseball players make it to college or pro ball or whatever it is they want to do.
Do you guys see yourself taking this tech into like other sports?
That's a good question. We want to get baseball and softball done as well as we can. So the next 4, 6, 8 months are really going to be about getting the bat, kind of completing the whole circuit of, hey, I can see the ball really well. I can get those reps, but now can I hit the ball? Maybe there's fielders, there's umpires, there's fans, distractions, whatever you're going to face in the game, whether you're on a pony field or you're in the big leagues, we want to be able to exactly replicate and reenact that situation. And then I think looking forward into the next 10, 12, 14 months, we get into maybe, I don't know, golf or tennis or something like that. If we can figure out how to hit a moving ball with a round bat, I think golf and tennis will be a little bit easier to get to.
Right. Yeah. Trying to guesstimate ball flight off a round bat when you're 2 inches off or whatever must be a big challenge to get that part right.
Yeah. Well, that's why I let the smart guys hey, let me know when it's ready. I'm going to stay out of your hair because that is like, man, they're learning physics on the fly. They're doing insane thing. I'm like, I'm just a baseball player. I'll stay out of that.
Right. I really enjoy the product. I see the value, but I'm not here to reinvent the wheel. No, exactly. That is awesome, man. It's very cool. I'm excited to see you doing it because I just know you're a very passionate, you're a good baseball guy, but you're a smart guy. And so it's cool to see you taking your knowledge base and really applying it to the other side of the ball where you probably haven't had too many ABs in a long time.
Yeah, not very many, man. So now trying to talk about hitting, it's a whole new world, but it's the same game. If we know the pitching side, they all relate. It's like a catcher, man. They know both sides so well, which is why they're in control of the game. So, yeah, I appreciate it, man. Always happy to catch up with you and see what you're doing with this. And I think the pros list, man, what a way for guys to feed off your knowledge and other pro guys and high-level players to get the best learning and developmental tools across the country.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Well, cool, Mac. I appreciate it. I'm glad to see you're going well. And I love the product. It's very cool to see. And I'm going to do my best to share this visually for people so they can see it as opposed to just being audio because I very much enjoyed the immersive experience.
Cool, man. Yeah, thanks for having me on. And if anybody's interested, we have a ton of videos on our Instagram, WinReality, and then the website will have a ton of information and kind of the science, the intentions behind it, some testimonials. You may see my ugly mug up there on a demo or two. Try not to laugh at my stance. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you making time and for reaching out, having me on here.
Yeah, this is awesome. Alrighty, Mac. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Zach. Best of luck, man. And good luck in the Olympics.
You too. Well, best of luck, but not the Olympics.
Maybe I'll fly out there and be a bullpen coach.
Dude, I think we're not allowed to have international fans, unfortunately.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, my dad's none too pleased about that.
Dad's a legend.
Yeah. All righty, man.
All right. See you, brother.
Take it easy.